Hi, welcome to another one of our Dr. Foot videos. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the reason why runners get injured. Now, since the beginning of January and into last year, I've seen quite a few runners with various running injuries. A lot of them in January and early part of February are runners that have taken up running because of a New Year's resolution to lose weight, and they've had a sudden increase in activity. We've had other runners that are preparing for a race. So they're preparing for a 5K or a 10K. And in the last week or two, I've seen quite a few runners with running injuries that are going to the Tokyo Marathon, which is, I think it's on the 3rd of March. I'm often asked by runners, why did I get injured? I've never been injured before. I've suddenly got injured. What did I do wrong? You might not necessarily have done anything wrong, but it may have been that you have overdone your capacity. So the volume of training has exceeded the capacity you have. And let me explain why, and let me use some props. So this should be interesting. Now, we've got a jug and water. This jug of water symbolizes the amount of running you're doing. So the volume of running, the intensity, how hard you're running, how often you're running. It also signifies the kind of surfaces that you're running on. Are you running uphill or downhill? So this is the volume of your activities. And you can put other stuff in here as well. So you can put into this water. This is becoming a bit heavy now. You can put in, are you doing any gym work? Have you got a stressful life? Are you walking a lot because of work? Is your job very active, or is it a desk-based job? This glass represents your capacity. So, how much strength and flexibility do you have? Have you had a previous history of injury? What's your running mechanics like? What's your tissue sensitivity like? What's your diet like? Are you consuming enough vitamin D or calcium? Also gender. I mean, we know that females are more likely to get stress fractures. So we need to take that into account. This is your capacity. Now, what happens is, if you're putting a little bit of volume into your capacity, you can cope well. So if you're increasing by 10% every week, that's fine. But what happens if you exceed your capacity? Well, if we carry on putting it in and oh dear, it goes over. So what can runners do to prevent this? Well, they need not a bigger glass, they need a larger capacity. So we need to do more work on strength and flexibility. We need to look at your diet. We may need to look at your running mechanics. We need to do more work to increase your capacity. So when we do increase the volume, it's not going to spill over, because you've been doing some work in the gym. You've been working on other structures apart from the structure that was injured. We're going to be working on strength and flexibility at your hips, looking at different structures, looking at your running mechanics. We need to increase the capacity to prevent a running injury. Hope you found this video interesting. I need to make some more videos regarding running injuries. There's so much more. So we used to say that we should increase the amount that you do every week by 10%. However, we've changed that rule recently because it doesn't apply to everybody. There was some research that came out. There's an awesome physio called Tom Groom, who is awesome. He put up an article and a video about it as well. And it's something that I will put up an image to show you what I'm talking about. Depending on your current capacity, you have to either increase or decrease the amount of volume you're doing week on week. This is not a new theory. This was first spoken about by Scott Dye, and he talks about the envelope of function, how much you can do, and if you exceed that envelope of function, that you will get injured. Since there's been other people that have actually spoken about it, and they've talked about the zone of optimal stress and so on and so forth, which is great. But the way I explain it to patients and in my head, I just think that the capacity, the glass needs to get bigger. So we need to increase the capacity. So we need to make sure that tissue structures can cope with the extra load going on them. There are obviously loads of other factors like running shoes and running mechanics. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall speak to you soon. If you have any questions, drop us an email or visit Dr. Foot on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, and I will endeavor to answer them. Take care. Bye.